back to New York as the Yankees grabbed an early lead and held on to beat Boston for the 7th time in their last 8 games. Round 2 is supposed to feature the ace, but Pedro has an injury, so it'll be up to Bruce Chen to step in and take on Jeff Weaver in this fight for first place. Live from Fenway Park, NESN presents Boston Red Sox baseball. Tonight, the Red Sox take on the New York Yankees. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Well, all of New England expecting to see Pedro Martinez tonight, and tonight they will not.
No, a lot of long faces around Fenway and a lot of concern. Pedro playing long catch yesterday, felt some tightness in his lat muscle, so he's having an MRI right now. Certainly everybody's got their fingers crossed that it's nothing serious that's going to keep him out for a long time. Instead, Bruce Chen, the left-hander, will get the start tonight against the Yankees.
The Yankees will send Jeff Weaver to the hill. We're back with the first pitch from Fenway after this. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by your Boston area Lexus dealers, putting the world on notice again, and by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fenway Park. A terrific evening here tonight at Fenway with the breeze blowing from right to left. The Yankees here for Game 2, and let's take a look at their starting lineup tonight. Alfonso Soriano at second base leads it off. Derek Jeter at short. Jason Giambi at first base with Bernie Williams in center. Hideki Matsui in left. Jorge Posada does the catching. Raul Mondesi in right. Todd Zeile at third base, and Bubba Trammell is the DH batting ninth.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by a Boston area Lexus dealers. It'll be Bill Miller at third base, Nomar the shortstop, Todd Walker at second, and David Ortiz at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Johnny Damon, and Trot Nixon. Jason Varitek behind the mound, and of course everybody by now knows Pedro not making the start. It'll be Bruce Chen. As a starter in 59 games, 13 and 17 in his career. You're looking at his numbers as a member of the Red Sox. His last start came last June against Oakland for Cincinnati. Went 4 innings in that ball game.
So those who did not know and have arrived here at Fenway Park now finding out as Bruce Chen ready to work with the first pitch of this one. Alfonso Soriano sends it very deep, very far, and it is going to be gone. Up off the stanchion and out of the yard. The first pitch of this one, he is out of the ballpark, and Alfonso Soriano has placed New York on top 1-0.
Well, that didn't take too long. Last night, the same thing. The Yankees very aggressive against Casey Fossum. Soriano jumps on the first pitch. It hits number 13 of the season. That puts him one behind Juan Gonzalez for the league lead.
Well, a tough beginning for Bruce Chen. He'll now face Derek Jeter. Bruce Chen, 25 years of age, making his 4th appearance for the Red Sox. First start, of course, for Boston. As Pedro Martinez ailing with the strained lat muscle on the ground. Deep is short and out of the reach of Nomar. Jeter will reach.
Well, let's take a look at tonight's game notes brought to you by New England Toyota dealers. Chen, 60th career start, as I mentioned. Since last year, his first against Oakland. Yankee pitches, 321 strikeouts. That's the most in the American League. And Weaver tied Yankees record. 5 home runs allowed against the Red Sox. But that was a year ago, and that was at Yankee Stadium.
Where available, tonight's broadcast can be heard in Spanish by using the SAP function on your TV set.
Buenas noches, amigos. Disfruten el juego.
Jeter at first. Jason Giambi in there for the first time tonight. Giambi at 204, 8 homers, and 25 runs batted in. Yankees winning here last night 7-3 on the benefit of 5 runs in the top of the first inning. And here tonight off to a very quick start again.
That home run by Soriano, his 5th leadoff home run of this season, his 13th of his young major league career.
39 home runs a year ago for Soriano. His 13th of this season. Not your typical leadoff hitter for the Yankees. All kinds of pop for Soriano. He has the Yankees on top 1-0. Jeter at first. And Chen trying to settle down here in the first inning. Check on Jeter at first.
Fastball, sweeping, curveball, changeup from Chen. And the first 2 hits of this game both have been on his fastball.
He's a native of Panama City, Panama. Chen is the second Panamanian to join the Red Sox this season. Of course, Ramiro Mendoza is also from Panama. Chopped outside of first and foul. Still 1-2 to Giambi. At one time, Bruce Chen was an enormous prospect in the Atlanta Braves organization. And did pitch in the major leagues with Atlanta, among other teams now. And the left-hander has been around quite a bit over the last few years, and last with Houston before coming to Boston. He's made 153 major league appearances over the course of his career. 59 starts. Over 7 seasons in the major leagues now for Bruce Chen. Off the end of the bat, a little number foul. Chen, of course, joining the Red Sox on May 7th when he was claimed off waivers from the Astros.
Red Sox have also made another roster move. Rudy Cianez called up from Pawtucket today to work out of the bullpen. Jason Shields sent back down. That's Cianez, longtime major league veteran.
1-2 missing for a ball. Jeter running, and this will skip into center field. Jeter will just keep on running and finds his way to third base with nobody out.
Almost looks like there was some hesitation by Veritek on his throw to second base that caused him to throw it wild. Let's take another look on the replay. It's the breaking ball. Now he just comes up firing, but the throw's off the mark. Gets by Garcia Parra into center field, and Jeter moves up a bag to third. So like last night, the first inning, a problem for the Red Sox.
So a stolen base and an error charged to Jason Veritek. Giambi swinging away, sends it to right. Nixon moving in and over to make the catch. Should be plenty deep enough. Jeter headed homeward, and he will get there for the second New York run, and the Yankees lead it 2-0.
Giambi picks up his 26th RBI of the season. Got the breaking ball that stayed inside and gave something that Giambi could lift and lift deep enough to the outfield to get Jeter home. See what Veritek was set up. He wanted that ball away. Instead it stayed inside, and that's certainly one Giambi could handle.
So 1 away, 2 runs in for New York, and here's Bernie Williams sending the first one foul off the right side. 299, 7 homers, and 30 runs batted in for Bernie. And down 0-2. Well, last night you might remember the 5-inning first for Joe Torre's Yankees. After 4 pitches, they had a 2-0 lead. Tonight, after 10 pitches, they enjoy a 2-0 lead. So the Yankees have come out swinging in each of the first 2 games of this series, very aggressive. And the big blow last night, of course, Raul Mondesi. A 1-2 slap foul. Chen's 4th appearance with Boston, of course, his first start in a Red Sox uniform.
Well, in case you just joined us and had not had the radio on or TV, Pedro Martinez scratched from today's start. He was playing long catch yesterday, felt some discomfort in his lat muscle behind his right shoulder, and is having an MRI. And maybe, I don't know, Don, but it's possible we could get some results of that before the game's over. Although that'd be awfully quick, I would think.
Knew something was amiss sitting up here in the booth and seeing him in full workout regalia down there on the outfield and throwing with Chris Perenni, the trainer, as Williams strikes out, 2 down. But he was there around, I don't know, about 3:15 out there throwing, and normally Pedro wouldn't even be at the ballpark at that time.
If you're a starting pitcher, here's the strikeout on a changeup. If you're a starting pitcher in a ball game, they usually show up, what, 5:30 right. for a 7 o'clock game. And there's Pedro. So you know something right away is not right. And what he was trying to do is throw to see how it felt. Yeah. And apparently not well. So he was immediately scratched from the start.
He was doing some stretching out there, then throwing. It just seemed kind of peculiar at the time. And then not long after that, when they went back in the clubhouse, the announcement then came out that he would not be starting tonight's game. Much to the disappointment, I'm sure, of all the Red Sox fans headed here to the ballpark tonight or tuning in to watch us tonight. Hideki Matsui, who hits a .272 out after the 1-1. On a hop to Walker, who will throw him out. The Yankees get 2 and lead it 2-0. Back at Fenway, the Yankees get 2 in the top of the first inning. Red Sox coming to the plate in the bottom of the first. It'll be Johnny Damon, Todd Walker, and Nomar Garciaparra to face Jeff Weaver.
And start number 9 for Weaver on the season. He's 3-2. Got a win last time out against Anaheim. Faced the Red Sox 1 time last year. The Red Sox had 5 home runs against Weaver in 7 innings at Yankee Stadium. So far this year, Weaver's only allowed 1 home run.
Seems like we really had a tough adjustment to New York going over there from the Tigers. There's hard stuff inside. And he wants a new baseball. Last pitch at 92 miles per hour for the lanky right-hander.
Russ Weaver, a 1-time member before going to the Yankees of the Detroit Tigers.
Behind 3-0 to Johnny Damon. Checks in at .254, 5 homers and 18 runs batted in. 10-4 winner last time out was Jeff Weaver. As he beat Anaheim at Yankee Stadium. And then for a strike, he's battled back for a full count here to Johnny Damon. Only home run that he's given up this year, Jeff Tavanen of the Anaheim Angels, part of that outing last time out. One thing pretty impressive in behind him, he's allowed only 1 stolen base since joining the Yankees. Over 130 in 2/3 innings. Damon sends this one deep and far and away from Raul Mondesi. Johnny's still running, but he will pull it up at second base, and he stands there to begin things in the bottom of the first inning.
Looked like Mondesi got a glove on that line drive. Mondesi, a very good outfielder, went back, looked like he was going to make the play, but I believe it bounces right off the webbing of the glove. Looks like he's got it tracked and then right off the glove and up against the bullpen wall.
Usually if he can get there, he will normally make that catch. That one off the tip of his glove, and Damon stands at second base. And it brings up Todd Walker, who gets the start at second base tonight for the Red Sox. Popped up, moving over his Posada, but he won't have a play.
Now you kind of feel like the Red Sox have to score some early. You know, the crowd disappointed, obviously, with Pedro not on the mound. The Yankees come out, they get a couple of quick runs in the first. Red Sox going to get some runs early, get this Red Sox crowd back into it.
Certainly deflated the enthusiasm that was here last night to begin the ball game. Walker is shortening up to show bunt, pulls back. Fenway Park certainly was a buzz here last night before the ball game. Certainly one of the factors is that for the last couple of years the Yankees have been in so early over the Patriots Day weekend, but this year it took until May the 19th. for the clubs to meet this season. Johnny Damon at second base. Nobody out. And the 2-1 in the air to center field. Bernie Williams heading back. This may take him to the track. It will, and he makes the catch right in front of that 379 marker. Damon tagging up and moving over to third. One down. Let's review the rest of the Red Sox lineup. Nomar Garciaparra at shortstop, Manny Ramirez in left, David Ortiz at first base, Nixon in right, Bill Miller at third, Giambi is the DH. He's been hot, and Jason Varitek does the catching and bats ninth.
And the defense brought to you by a Boston area Lexus dealers for the Yankees. Zeal, Jeter, Soriano, Giambi in the infield, Matsui, Williams, Mondesi in the outfield, Jorge Posada doing the catching.
Here's Nomar, stands in on the right side with Damon at third and Garciaparra taking strike one. They have ruled on the play in right. Took them a little while to do so, but they have decided that that is indeed a double for Johnny Damon. Off the top of Mondesi's glove. Got a long way to go. Nomar lifts it in the air to center. Let's see if it's deep enough. Bernie Williams can't, makes the catch. Here comes Damon homeward, and he'll get there with Boston's first run of the night. They cut the Yankee lead in half. It's 2-1 Reds, or 2-1 Yankees.
Now, Nomar is a guy that's had great success in his career against Weaver. 500 with 5 career home runs. Not a home run this time, but a fly ball deep enough to get a run home. No chance at all for Bernie Williams for that spot. He'll just throw it back into the middle of the infield.
So important to get one back, and the Red Sox continue to impress in sacrifice flies. The 5th for Nomar. Vernon Wells also with 5 on the season for Toronto. And he had 310, 6 homers, and 29 runs batted in.
Red Sox now with 36 combined sacrifice hits and sacrifice flies. That's the most in the American League. And they still lead the league as far as the sacrifice flies go.
And he fouling it off, 1-2. So the Red Sox beginning the night a game back of the Yankees. Red Sox 27-17 coming in. And the home record still pretty impressive. 15-7 are the Red Sox, while Joe Torre's club on the road 17-6 lead the major leagues with the best road record. Weaver with the 1-2 inside, and it hit him. And then he's struck by the pitch, looking out towards Weaver. He appears to be unhappy. And yapping at him a little bit as well. Weaver seems to be very surprised.
Well, I think everybody is. Manny's had success in his career against Weaver. He's got a couple of home runs, a 385 average. Weaver is a guy that will hit a lot of guys. He pitches inside. He's got that tailing fastball that will run in on right-handers. And that's what he's trying to do here to Ramirez. Instead, it clips him off the elbow, and Manny takes exception to it.
Last couple of times Manny has been hit, and has almost felt each time that he's being hit on purpose.
Yeah, it's almost like don't sending a message, don't be throwing inside on me.
Ever. Well, he's at first here with 2 down. Giambi will hold him on, and David Ortiz stands in. And they'll chop it outside of first and foul. Ortiz at 247, a home run, and 14 runs batted in. He fouls us off, down 0-2.
You know, a year ago it seemed like Weaver was just lost when he got to the Yankees. Went from Detroit, and he gets into a situation where the team's in a pennant race, full house every day, and it just didn't look comfortable at all with the Yankees.
He went from one end of the spectrum to the other, going from the Tigers right to the Yankees. And did not appear to react well first time around, but I'm sure the offseason has helped. Knowing what to expect going in this year has helped for him.
Yeah, spending some time there last year. You have a whole offseason to prepare. You go to spring training with that club. You really get to know your teammates, your pitching coach. I'm sure there's a much better comfort level now for him than a year ago.
Still young, 26 years of age. He is Jeff Weaver. Some pretty good numbers with some pretty bad ball clubs. The Detroit Tigers did not have a winning record there, but still had 11 wins in 2000. Was 11-15. 2001 was 13-16. But a lot of that is not indicative of the way he pitched. As the Tigers with some very bad teams over the last few years. Weaver was part of a 3-team deal that also included Northeastern's Carlos Pena.
How about the night Pena had last night? Pretty impressive.
3 home runs,
including a grand salami. Well, how about that for information? The first Northeastern alum to have 3 home runs in a big league game, huh?
That's surprising. But impressive, and he'll continue to open some people's eyes, I think. And this is away, and it is now a full count to Ortiz.
Didn't you ever have 3 home runs in one of those games you play in your room?
It was before my career at Northeastern. My last in-room for 10 game was when I was 13.
It was pre-college.
Yeah. Had a few 4 home run games, though. Yeah, I had that pretend home run thing in the game in my room wrapped up by 13. Ball 4 to Ortiz. He'll trot on down to first base. Weaver has relinquished his first walk of the night. So a hit batsman and a walk after there were 2 outs in the inning, and it'll bring up Trot Nixon, healthy and back in the Boston lineup tonight. That's some hamstring tightness, not in one but in both hamstrings, and this last night's game, and came out of Sunday's game against Anaheim. Mel Stottlemyre is going to make a visit to the mound.
Well, maybe they didn't like the body language of Weaver. He was kind of standing on the mound, shaking his head, and I think Stottlemyre wants to get him back fired up and back on the right track.
Contreras back in a Yankees uniform as he has been called up. And well, a lot surrounded that young man in spring training, and quite frankly, when facing the Red Sox in spring training, did not appear to have his best stuff and seemed a little bit overwhelmed by his first go around with the Yankees, but went down to Columbus and now back with New York.
And expected to be used at the start anyway in long relief.
Nixon takes ball 1. Well, with 3 home runs, hitting at .316 so far this season, and he has driven in 19. Strike over the outside corner, 1-1.
94-mile-an-hour fastball that time from Weaver, and of course with a lot of movement on it.
Only 4 again as he falls behind Nixon, 2-1. Weaver, originally selected by the White Sox in the 2nd round in '97, did not sign before the Tigers came calling. Nixon lifts it in the air to left. Matsui coming in and under. Buckles back to make the catch, and the side's retired. Red Sox get a run, 2-1 New York. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park as we head to the top of the second inning. 2-1 at the end of one. And the Yankees catcher Jorge Posada to lead it off. And Bruce Chen throws behind him. We'll see if he is ejected. Let's see. A warning will go.
I think Chen is just going to warn both sides, and that's enough of that. And
nicely done. I give him credit for not throwing him out right away. There are some umpires, they may have run him right away.
I don't get it, though. You know, I mean, to me, I don't think Weaver was trying to hit Manny.
No, not at all.
And now Chen comes out and throws one behind Posada. I don't know.
That will miss, and it is 2-0.
I'm getting more white out now. I thought Posada got hit by that. This scorecard's a mess already, and we haven't even got underway.
I've given some thought to buying one of those, but I am not going to buy this one. I have to tell you, it is a mess.
This is going to be a real ugly one.
The whole scorecard is blotched out. First you had Pedro, of course, like we all did in there in the original scorecard.
Yep.
So that's blotched out. Then you got some blotching down there at the bottom. What's going on with that?
And I made some notes down there where I'm supposed to keep the score. So, hey, it's still going to be a nice one. Don't worry about it.
3-1 now to Posada. And it's ball 4. The first walk for Bruce Chen of the night. Lead man on for the Yankees.
Well, H.P. Hood is rooting for the Red Sox and kids throughout New England. Each time the Red Sox strike out an opponent, make a double play, hit a home run at Fenway, Hood donates $100 to the Hood Home Team Advantage Fund, which in turn benefits children's hospitals all over New England.
Posada at first with nobody out. Raul Mondesi, the right fielder, at 321, 8 homers. And 26 RBIs. Taking strike 1 from Chen. Mondesi 2 for 5 with a big 3-run triple in the victory last night for New York here at Fenway. 7 hits in his last 18 at bats. And here's another guy that is enjoying his second season in a Yankees uniform, coming over from the Blue Jays last year in the first week of July. And he never really did settle in. He battled some injuries, was sore for a lot of the year. And this season, 8 home runs out of the game, a .321 batting average. Down in the count 1-2.
He's a guy that's got limited experience against Chen. He's faced him 5 times with 1 hit. That 1 hit, a home run.
Mondesi's been pretty consistent over the years. And he'll chop it to first. Ortiz will throw to second base wildly, and they got him on the overslide. Posada got in, but came up and off the bag, and Nomar was there to tag him. And Iasani gives him the bad news, so the Red Sox are able to salvage 1 out. Here comes Joe Torre.
There's no question Posada's off the bag. We'll see if the tag was back on time before he got back to the bag. A mild argument by Posada. Here's the play by Ortiz. The throw's going to pull Nomar off. Now watch Posada slide and then come popping right off the bag, and then Nomar holding the glove on him. So apparently when that finger came off the bag, Nomar had the glove on him.
Third baseman, number 27, Todd Zeile.
Now you could see him reach back to touch it, and all that time the glove was on his back.
Yeah, Torre's argument was a mild one. 1 down. Mondesi at first. Here's Todd Zeile. Zeile at 183, 4 homers and 12 runs batted in. He was 0 for 3 in the ball game last night here and was pinch hit for by Robin Ventura in the 8th inning. Zeile has struggled lately. He has 2 hits in his last 26 at bats for the Yankees.
Good speed with Mondesi. He's got 8 steals, but he has been caught 4 times.
There goes Mondesi, and this one cranked foul off the right side.
They were playing some hit and run, and I'll tell you, they had it perfect. They had Todd Walker covering second. Wide open hole between first and second.
Mondesi goes again. The pitch, a strike, throw down, is not in time. Mondesi with his 9th stolen base of the year.
First pitch was a hit and run. The second pitch just a straight out steal. And an excellent jump here by Mondesi. So apparently they have no problem picking up that move from Chen, because that was a very, very good jump.
Pickoff play at second, and honestly just back. Appeared to know that it was going on, but a little late to react to get back to the bag at second, and Walker was very close to the bag at the time of the throw. Zeal backing out of the way. 1-2 the count.
Fastball to move Zeal off the plate. Let's see what Chen does now on the 1-2 count. Does he go to the changeup away?
Zeal has played with a lot of ball clubs. He's now homered with a major league record 10 different teams in his career. The bat used for his record-setting home run displayed at the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, and he sends this one to deep left field. That will go all the way to the wall. Mondesi will jog home from second base. Heading for 2 is Zeal, head first and safely with an RBI double, and the Yankees lead it 3-1.
Well, instead of going away, they try to come back inside with the fastball, and Zeal able to get the hands in, barrel the bat out, and pull it right by Ramirez to drive in a run. Zeal picks up his 13th RBI. The Yankees take the 3-1 lead.
Now Bubba Trammell, the number 9 hitter, and DH for New York. Trammell at .250, no homers and 4 runs batted in. He was picked up by the Yankees in the middle of spring training, coming over from the Padres, part of a Rondell White deal.
Look out.
Look up there in a hurry.
She's going to have to be careful down there in those caroms. She almost got caught in too close and almost clipped her. You got to play those, Don, as you're like heading back toward the field.
Waiting for the ricochet.
Yeah.
On the ground towards Nomar, and racing back to the bag at second is Zeal. The throw to first in time to get Trammell. And there's 2 down.
Second baseman, number 12, Alfonso Soriano.
Well, it's back up to the top of the order for Alfonso Soriano. While on the very first pitch of this game, hit one up off the stanchion and left for his 13th home run of the year. Tied with Everett and Delgado now, and 1 behind Juan Gonzalez. Red Sox outfield straight away. As Soriano takes ball 1. Swing from Soriano. Well, certainly we know about Alfonso Soriano being a very aggressive hitter, and his first time in the major leagues, he, like Shea Hillenbrand, really rarely if ever walked, but that has changed a little bit. Soriano now with 18 base on balls so far this season, and he's become more of a patient hitter, or at least less of an aggressive hitter in that area, and seems to have found a happy medium. Over is Ramirez, and catches it up off the shoe tops. The Yankees get a run to add 1 to their total. 3-1 New York. Back at Fenway, the Yankees on top 3-1. Bruce Chen working the first 2 innings against New York, giving up 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Bottom third of the Boston order to face Jeff Weaver here in the bottom of the second inning. Bill Miller, Jeremy Giambi, and Jason. Miller at 368 so far this season. To his left, Soriano from the outfield grass to throw Bill Miller out. And there's one away. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Bob Stores. We know our customers and the brands they live in. By Coors Light, cold, down, easy. And by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Red Sox. One down, and it'll bring up Jeremy Giambi, the DH. 203, 5 homers and 12 runs batted in. Kind of a neat scene before the game tonight on the field with Jeremy and Jason. Talking along with Joe Torre and Jason and Jeremy's dad on the field, who apparently coaches both sons from a hitting perspective.
Did he say last night he's a Red Sox fan at Fenway, a Yankee fan at Yankee Stadium?
That's right.
Pretty smart. Brady wanted a lot of lefties in the lineup against Weaver. Lefties hitting .307 against Weaver coming into the game tonight.
Each ball has fallen onto the field in center field, so we'll have a brief moment here as they dispose of it out there and behind Bernie Williams. Well, the Red Sox got a run back in the bottom of the first inning as they did last night. Johnny Damon doubled. Single got him to third, and Nomar Garciaparra's sac fly to center field, scoring Boston's lone run. For those of you who are just joining us tonight, Pedro Martinez not making the start tonight for the Red Sox as a lat strain that occurred during throwing yesterday. And hopefully we'll get more word on Pedro as the game goes on tonight.
The game time is Miller time at Fenway and on NESN. Stop by a participating Fenway area retailer before the game, and you can win free tickets to the game and end up on NESN in the game time is Miller time Fenway seats. Any winners out there tonight, Don?
Tough to tell. Still wearing the jackets. I think when they shed the jackets, we'll be able to see those Miller shirts that sometimes they wear out there.
I'll bet there's a couple out there.
That was a walk, incidentally, to Jeremy Giambi. He's down at first base with one down. Jason Varitek batting ninth tonight for the Red Sox. And the walk given up by Weaver is the second that he has given up tonight. Infield at double play depth with Giambi at first and one away.
We told you last night this Yankee pitching staff has walked the fewest batters in the league. They've also struck out the most. Of course, David Wells walks a guy about every 5 years.
And he did mix one in last night.
And next one will be 5 years from now. He's still pitching. 40 years old today, right?
That's right. Line to left. Matsui on the move will make the catch. And back to the bag at first will go Giambi.
See, this is something the Red Sox don't need tonight. Now, they hit a lot of balls pretty good last night. Line drives right at people. In this inning alone, Miller's ball was hit hard to second base. Soriano made a fine play. That ball hit right on the button by Varitek, but right at Matsui. So some of those line drives have to start dropping in. What do they call it? Law of average?
Yes.
Glass is half empty or half full.
Johnny Damon doubled his first time. Up off the glove in right of Raul Mondesi, had a long way to go. They could not reel it in. Damon has been hitting very well over the last 9 games at .333. I've always kind of viewed you as a glass half full guy.
Oh, absolutely. Mr. Positive.
He's been fooled on that. 0-2.
Took something off the curveball that time, did Weaver, to pick up the second strike. And balance.
Damon goes lunging, gets away briefly from Posada. He's got to throw him out, and does. For a strikeout for Jeff Weaver. Red Sox are gone. 3-1 New York at the end of 2. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway, ready for the top of the 3rd. New York on top 3-1, and Derek Jeter leads it off. Jeter singled to left field his first time up, came around to score the Yankees' 2nd run. On the Yankees all-time list, and that list ahead of him, all Hall of Famers.
Who's that first guy on that list? He's been a problem around here for a long time, hasn't he?
Yeah. Something about a curse. And 2 down to Derek Jeter. He'll be followed by Giambi and Bernie Williams in the inning. In the air down the right field line. Nixon moving over. Not much room in which to work with. Does he make the catch? Yes. A snow cone, and he had to battle a few to get it, but Trot Nixon reaching into the stands to take that one away.
A lot of competition to try to make this catch down that line. Nixon will go into the jump. He's got a battle of fans and takes it right away from the fans. Nice play by Trot Nixon. Showed some ups to get up above the fans and make that catch.
One down for Jason Giambi, who had a sac fly in the first inning. Good for his 26th RBI of the year. And a pretty good career at Fenway Park. First with the Oakland A's and now as a member of the New York Yankees.
Nobody on base. They have the shift on Giambi. When there was a man on back in the first inning, they did not have the complete shift on. Giambi burned him last night with a base hit.
I was going to say that. He was able to go the other way to the left of the bag at second base, so the base hit. Here's Chen with the second strikeout of the night, 2 down.
Well, Thursday night, May 22nd, is Port Sox Visor night at McCoy Stadium. The Port Sox play the Columbus Clippers, and the first 3,000 kids, 14 and under, will get a Port Sox Visor courtesy of Rhode Island Department of Public Health and Nesson. The tickets called today or log on to PortSox.com.
So 2 strikeouts for Bruce Chen, and he's retired 4 Yankees in a row. He's gotten the first 2 outs of this inning. Jeter and Giambi pretty quickly and quietly, and now Bernie Williams. A .327 hitter against left-handed pitching. And the strike to Williams, 1-2. Bruce Chen trying to get his first 1-2-3 inning of his outing tonight. And the spot start for Boston. The 1-2 up and away, and Williams does not chase. I often hear pitchers say that are pressed in the spot starts. They had no idea coming to the ballpark that they'd be the starter, that sometimes those are their best outings just because they don't have time to think about it.
Yeah, he was nice and relaxed in the clubhouse, was involved in a card game before this start tonight.
First start in a Red Sox uniform, his 5th appearance for Boston. The payoff pitch. Bernie sends it foul off the right side. Bernie Williams was 0 for 5 in the game here last night, part of the Yankees 7-3 win. He really didn't contribute. He has 3 hits now in his last 21 at bats. Struck out his first time up tonight. And he continues to battle away.
Average wise, Bernie's been better from the right side of the plate. 333 coming into the game. He's got 7 home runs total, 3 right-handed and 4 left-handed.
Chen again with the 3-2. And another foul ball. Williams able to take this off the fist back and below us. 56 pitches so far for Bruce Chen tonight. On the ground, Walker, a step or two to his right. He throws out Williams. 1-2-3 third for Chen. 2.5 done. 3-1 New York. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Red Sox trailing by 2. New York on top 3-1. Todd Walker, Nomar Garciaparra, and Manny Ramirez to face Jeff Weaver in the inning. Weaver giving up a run in the 1st inning, getting out of any further trouble in that inning. He struck out 1. He's walked 2. And is up to 46 pitches so far tonight. Walker sends this to deep left center field, back and up off the wall. The ricochet played by Bernie Williams, but in the second base goes Todd Walker with a leadoff wall ball double.
Todd Walker now with a 9-game hitting streak. Uses that left field wall to his advantage. Opposite field, carom played by Bernie Williams, but Walker into second base with the leadoff double.
So that extends the hitting streak to 9 games now for Todd Walker. Here's Nomar with very good numbers against Jeff Weaver. 9 for 18, 5 home runs. A sac fly off him in the 1st inning. Good for Nomar's 28th RBI of the year. And he sends this deep and far, but foul. Up at 1-1 now to Nomar. Garciaparra the sac fly in the 1st, so the 20-game hitting streak for Nomar coming into the ball game tonight as he looks to extend it. Sends it foul, this time off the right side. It is the 4th time in Nomar's career in a Red Sox uniform that he's had a 20-game hitting streak, matching Tris Speaker's club record. He's tied Tim Salmon, who had the longest streak in the major leagues, which was 20 games. Line to left, down the line. It is a fair ball. Around comes Walker from second. He'll score. Matsui still getting it, and Nomar at second base with an RBI double. Boston back within a run. 21 straight for Nomar Garciaparra.
Yeah, got a flat breaking ball there from Weaver. Didn't really do very much except spin. And right down in the corner. This thing's going to bounce around for a while, get caught in that garage door. And Matsui has to chase it down. Garciaparra into second base with the double. So back-to-back doubles. Still nobody out here in the third inning.
Manny hit by a pitch his first time up. He clearly felt Weaver was throwing at him the first time.
Well, let's see if that little bit of intimidation works if Weaver stays away from Ramirez. First pitch away.
Breaking ball missing inside. I get the feeling Weaver is not easily intimidated. And he has enjoyed success against Jeff Weaver in his career. Here being hit the first time has added some extra incentive for Ramirez.
See, both fastballs away this time. First base is open.
I guess that's the question mark here. 3-0. Does he give in to him with a pitch that Manny can hit, and will he have the green light? Looking all the way, and a 4-pitch walk for Ramirez. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by your Lincoln Mercury dealers and by LoJack. Keep it close. Third walk given up by Jeff Weaver in the night, and the Red Sox have 2 on, nobody out. They have gotten back within a run here in the bottom of the third inning. 3-2 New York, and David Ortiz will be next. Over the last 12 games, David Ortiz has hit at .324. So raises batting average from 188 to 247. As he's picked it up a notch lately. Sends it foul off the left side. 1-1. Also has 8 RBIs in his last 8 games. That's the start at first base tonight for the Red Sox. He walked his first time up back in the first inning. Down and in. Good play by Posada. Jeff Weaver with 4 years with the Detroit Tigers before going over to the Yankees last year. And tonight makes his 9th start of the year for New York. Ball's behind Ortiz. 3-1. Omar at second, Manny at first, nobody out. Last of the third inning, a run in. Ortiz sends it foul off the left side, and now a full count.
There's a pretty good idea there of the velocity and movement on that fastball. 3-1. You would expect Ortiz to be pulling the ball. And instead, he was late on that swing, fouling it off to the opposite field.
Nixon waits on deck. The first a bit of business right here. Jeff Weaver and David Ortiz in a full count. And Posada to the mound.
See that chain around the neck of Weaver. I remember when Oil Can Boyd would pitch for the Red Sox and had a bunch of chains, and a lot of times those were asked to be taken off. They try to upset Boyd by doing that, and it did upset him.
He seemed like an excitable guy. Didn't take much.
High-strung,
yeah.
High-strung, but a nice kid.
Did you go with a lot of jewelry when you played?
Couldn't afford a lot of jewelry when I played.
2 on, nobody out. Line right at Soriano to second, not in time. Nomar able to scoot back to the bag. So they elude the double play, but Ortiz, who hit it hard, is out number 1 of the inning.
Another hard line drive. Now, what's that, about 3 or 4 already in this game today? A sinking line drive that almost turns into a double play. Soriano picks it right off the dirt and just late to second base to get the double play. Nomar back with the foot just before Jeter tags the bag.
One down for Trot Nixon. The flight out to left field his first time. 3 homers against Weaver. And then he goes after that pitch. Thought he held up. With the call from the home plate umpire Tim Sheeta. Of course, Weaver spending parts of 4 years with the Detroit Tigers, and Trot Nixon has always enjoyed his trips to Detroit. Some of his best games have come in Detroit against the Tigers. Evens up at 1-1 now to Nixon. Weaver, after going to the Yankees last year, finished 5-3, 4.04 ERA, and got in 15 games. Breaking ball missing to Nixon. He's held the Red Sox to just 3 hits so far in the ball game. 2 of them have come in this inning. On the corner, 2-2.
Pretty nasty pitch by Weaver. A 2-1 changeup, and a changeup it's just about unhittable.
Did he hold up the check? Yes, he did. Rick Reed, the third base umpire, saying that he was able to control the bat. Full count. The runners will be off here.
He's been running him all the time. 3-2. A little bit dangerous if you get the strikeout. Wide open throw for Posada at third base with the left-handed hitter.
The payoff pitch, they are running, and Nixon swinging and sending it foul back.
Just about every 3-2 count, whether it be 1 out, 2 out, well, always on 2 outs. If nobody out or 1 out, they have been going. That's been pretty consistent all season long.
They did not do it to Ortiz, which was interesting. I thought they might here tonight, but they didn't.
Yeah, more of a strikeout guy.
If they're off again as Weaver ready with the 3-2. There go the runners, and Nixon strikes out, throw to third. They're waiting for Nomar to get there.
There's the danger.
Strike him out, throw him out. We head to the 4th. It's now 3-2 New York. Sox able to get one back there in the last of the 3rd inning. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom?
Here we go. We're up here. John Grisham with us, best-selling author. He thought it was radio until a minute ago. You're down here, or up here for you, as a guest of third base coach Mike Cubbage, right?
Yeah, Mike lives in Charlottesville, Virginia, and that's my home now. And we've been friends now for about 8 or 9 years, and he's invited me for the past 2 years to come to Fenway, and this is my first trip.
First time in the ballpark?
First time in the ballpark, yeah.
What do you think? You walked around, you saw the Green Monster?
I walked around for a long time before the game and thought about a lot of the old players and the old games. And when I was a kid, I was a huge Cardinals fan. And I grew up hating the Yankees, so I always liked the Red Sox because for that reason.
One more reason we like you. And you are a big baseball fan, right?
Yeah, a huge college baseball fan. I follow the pro game somewhat, but I love college baseball. My son plays at the University of Virginia, where Mike Cubbage played, and so that's our connection. But when I was a kid, I loved Carl Yastrzemski in the late 60s and early 70s, and seeing the Green Monster and remembering the Yastrzemski stories and Carlton Fisk and those great teams. It was very a lot of fun walking around before the game.
We've heard a lot of the golf stories from Mike Cubbage. Is he as good as the stories would indicate?
I doubt it. Cubbage talks about nothing but golf and baseball, and people back home really don't pay a lot of attention to Cubbage when he talks about golf. He's a local baseball legend. Mike is still the best professional player to ever come from Charlottesville, Virginia, and he also played quarterback for the University of Virginia. He was a great athlete in high school. In fact, his high school football team in Charlottesville won 53 games in a row one time, and Mike was the all-state quarterback. So he's still quite a legend and very highly regarded around there. And so we have a real Red Sox connection now in Charlottesville, Virginia.
John, I want to ask you finally, this is recreation, right? This is a research. It's not going to be a book about the Red Sox.
I keep waiting to do a baseball book, and I'm waiting on the story. I just haven't found a good story yet.
Plenty of stories when the Sox take on the Yankees.
A lot of good stories. A lot of fun.
All right, John Grisham with us. Thanks very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Back upstairs to you guys.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. 2 down in the inning. And right now reading the John Grisham book, The Summons, one of the many books that he has read.
What a coincidence. He's looking at you, Don. See, yeah, thanks for reading my book.
Anytime, John, I'm happy to oblige. Really, it's okay. 2 down for Mondesi. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. I've read all kinds of John Grisham books. You read any Grisham books?
Yeah, I have.
Books?
Yeah. Occasionally. He does a lot of those lawyer books, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I've read a couple of them. I like to get the tapes. It's easy
to drive and listen.
Yeah.
I gotta stop throwing stuff out at you. I noticed that lately. I've been doing that a lot.
Well,
something will come up and it'll be fishing. I go, do you fish?
No, you have the problem of thinking that I do a lot more than what I really do. As you well know, I do nothing.
Absolutely nothing. You come here, you go home. You come here, you go home. You sit in your chair.
There's not a lot of time for anything else.
On the ground to third. Bill Miller's deep at third. The throw a little bit off the mark, but Ortiz there to make the recovery. Yankees gone. 3.5 done. 3-2 New York. Back at Fenway, ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. New York on top 3-2. Jeff Weaver atop the hill, and Bill Miller waiting for the Red Sox. Miller grounded out to second base his first time up. These are the numbers over the last 10 days, and Bill Miller has been outstanding. Ichiro starting to catch fire after a slow start. I wonder if the Japanese television is covering Ichiro as much as they had the first year he was over here. We know that they are covering Matsui a great deal with a lot of their contingent here. But I wonder if Ichiro is as popular over there now that Matsui is over here as well.
I'm sure he is. Different time zones. Obviously, these guys play in New York, West Coast. They can get a couple of games on. Is it for a while Ichiro wasn't talking to the Japanese media?
Yeah, they love Matsui. As this one sent to the corner off the bat of Miller. Matsui back to play it, but Bill Miller scooting his way to second base with a leadoff double. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. By Jeep, only in a Jeep. And by Samuel Adams Boston Lager, always a good decision.
18 doubles now for Miller. That ties him for the top spot in the American League with Eric Hinsky of the Toronto Blue Jays. 23 of 41 hits have gone for extra bases this season for Bill Miller.
So Miller stands at second. Here's Jeremy Giambi, who walked his first time up.
You mentioned Sam Adams. Is he here again tonight?
I think it was a one-night thing.
He's not having his hair done.
He spent a lot of time on the lid up here before meeting us.
Quite honestly, Sam did not seem real excited about meeting us. It was like, you know, I got to take a picture, so let me fix my hair and snap this thing.
I don't think he was overly impressed with us, no. I got the impression.
He's a big star.
He didn't really know who we were. That's okay. It's quite a night for Sam. He sat up there on the wall, had a few. Spent some time with Tom Caron.
He didn't seem to show much interest in Tom Caron either.
I noticed that.
A heck of a guy, though. A nice guy. We finally, you know, got the picture taken. And
always a good decision.
And he's a busy guy. Let's face it.
Very busy. New commercials coming out all the time. And that hair.
Well, that's the key to hair.
Don't roll out of bed and show up with hair like that. Inside, Giambi gets away from Posada. No advance for Bill Miller. Thought about it, but Posada was able to locate it quickly.
Yeah, well, it's just like, you know, you hit a double. You don't want to be thrown out at third for the first out of the inning. Same thing here with Bill Miller. You've got to make absolutely sure that you can make third base. That ball really not that far away from Posada. Good secondary lead by Miller. A couple of steps, decides he can't make it. Back to the bag.
Giambi lifts a 2-2 to left. Matsui headed for the corner, front of the wall. There to make the catch, and Miller will have to retreat to the bag at second. Well, it is a 3-2 New York lead. Let's take a look at the numbers if you're just joining us tonight. Soriano led off the game. First pitch. Hit a home run. His 13th. Tadzil an RBI double. Nomar double, a sac fly, and 2 runs batted in. Nomar hitting safely in 21 straight now. Bruce Chen starting 4 innings, giving up 3 runs, 2 earned. And Jeff Weaver in 3 1/3, giving up 2 runs. 1 out. Potential tying run and scoring position for Boston. Here's Jason Varitek. He lined out to left field his first time up.
Now, I hear, Don, that tomorrow night, Bucky Dent's going to be sitting up in those seats where he hit that home run against a club in '78.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think some company's bringing him in. He's going to be sitting. You're going to have to move way over here. That's about where the ball landed, just kind of like straight down here somewhere, you know. So Bucky probably be in one of these 2 rows tomorrow night. That's what I hear anyway.
I know you went through a lot of therapy after that. I mean, going to be all right with him coming here to the ballpark, sitting up. That's going to bring back bad memories.
No, that's all
the shakes and. Varitek rips it deep and far to right. Mondesi heading back over his head and out of the yard. A 2-run home run for Varitek. The Red Sox lead at 4-3 with 1 swing of the bat.
Only the second home run that Weaver has allowed this season. Line drive home run for Varitek. You'll see it just go right beside the bullpen area in the first row. Varitek picks up his 6th home run, his 2nd career-wise off Weaver, and the Red Sox take the 4-3 lead.
Damon's 1 for 2. He doubled his first time. This time he'll pop it up around the mound. Zeal from third takes care of out number 2.
Now there's action in the Red Sox bullpen. It looks like Mendoza is loosening up. Brady said he'd be the first guy to follow Chen in this game, so maybe he'd be coming on in the 5th inning.
An interesting scenario facing his old team, the New York Yankees, here tonight if he does indeed come in. Todd Walker doubled and scored his last time up. The Red Sox had to play catch up tonight. They have caught up and lead now 4-3. Fouled off the left side, 0-2. Jason Varitek with his 6th home run of the year. And this one was of the line drive variety. On the ground to Soriano. On to Giambi, and the Red Sox are gone, but they grab 2 and now lead 4-3. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by your New England Toyota dealers. Get the feeling. And by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. Top of the 5th, Bruce Chen is done after 4 innings, giving him 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He walked 1, struck out 2, and his spot start is over. He's not eligible for the victories. He did not go the first 5. He'll turn things over to Ramiro Mendoza.
20th appearance of the season for Mendoza. Last time he worked was Sunday against Anaheim. Pitched an inning in that game, a couple of hits and 1 run. And what a strange feeling this has to be working against his former club, the team he went so many battles with, World Series victories.
Zeal to lead it off here, 3rd baseman for New York, number 8 hitter. Zeal, Trammell, and Soriano to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. Zeal was a member of the Rockies last year, so not a former teammate of Ramiro Mendoza. With .273 with 18 home runs and 87 runs batted in last year with Colorado. And signed with the Yankees as a free agent. Of course, had played in New York before with the New York Mets. And against the Yankees in the Subway Series in 2000. Sends this to deep left field, and this is going to be up off the wall. And he plays it quickly, and Zeal will be held to just a long single. Second hit for Todd Zeal.
Well, if the sinker doesn't sink, that's when Mendoza gets in trouble. That ball just stayed about belt high, and Zeal with a very long and hard single. The one big bounce back to Ramirez, and not even an attempt to second base by Zeal.
So the lead man on for New York for the 4th time in 5 innings. The only time they did not was the only 1-2-3 inning for Bruce Chen. That was the 3rd inning. Bubba Trammell grounded to shortstop his first time up. Years ago, we were talking about Hideki Matsui and Ichiro. The game is more global today than it was when you played.
Oh, much more. much more. Yep.
Ground and out of the reach for Bill Miller into left field for a base hit. Bubba Trammell with a hit, in the first 2 men reaching here in the 5th inning. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. Our question tonight.
Second baseman.
And the only 3 Red Sox shortstops with 20-plus game hit streaks. We'll have the answer for you in the next half inning. Nomar standing at 21 games with his hit here tonight. Let's take out to talk to Mendoza, who has given up hits to Zeal and Trammell, the 8-9 hitters for New York. And certainly he'd like to shut him down here, as the Red Sox have just taken the lead with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. And Bill Stottlemyre certainly knows a little bit about Ramiro Mendoza. A lot of people were surprised that Ramiro Mendoza was not re-signed by the Yankees. Chop through the left side for a base hit. Zeal will have to stop at 3rd, manning up with it in shallow left, and now New York has the bases loaded with nobody out on their 3rd consecutive hit off Ramiro Mendoza.
That's probably the best pitch Mendoza has featured so far. That was a pretty good sinker, but also a pretty good hitter. That ball down below the knees and topped through that hole between 3rd and short by Soriano. So back come the Yankees very quickly.
Nobody warming behind him in the Boston bullpen. As Mendoza now has to face Derek Jeter in the heart of the New York order. Jeter looking for the first grand slam of his career. And Mendoza starts off ahead. Outside of third. Bill Miller over to play it. And Jeter in the hole here. Nothing in 2. Last night he was 2 for 5 and reached a milestone. He collected his 1,400th career hit with his first inning double here last night. He's been back since last Tuesday after missing a very big chunk of time with the dislocated left shoulder that occurred on opening night in Toronto. Doesn't chase. 1-2 now to Jeter. Zeal at third, Trammell at second, and Soriano over at first. Nobody out. This time 2-2 to Jeter. Doesn't get any easier as Jason Giambi waits on deck. Mendoza first reached the big leagues with the Yankees in 1996. As a member of the Yankees until this season. Jeter sends it to right center field. Damon on the run, won't get there. It drops. In from third comes Zeal, and that's all the Yankees would get. They had to wait and see if Damon was going to come up with that, but the game-tying run scores from third, and the bases are reloaded with nobody out.
Tried to get Jeter on the breaking ball. Again, left that pitch up in the zone, and Jeter picks up that base hit. Nice effort by Johnny Damon. He just can't quite get to it. One base at a time for the Yankees. Still bases loaded. Still nobody out. But the game is tied.
Quite a spot here now as Jason Giambi will stand in. Sacrifice fly in the first. A strikeout victim in the third. And he has 9 grand slams in his career. Missing up top that time. 91 miles per hour. He's thrown 16 pitches and has not recorded an out here yet in the top of the 5th inning. Two and 1 to Giambi. No action in the Boston bullpen behind Mendoza. Been 4 consecutive hits to greet him in the ball game here in the top of the 5th inning and a run in. And the pen is quiet right now. In the air to right field. Nixon has it sized up as he moves to his right. Should be deep enough as Trammell tagging from third is headed homeward. He will score. The Yankees pull ahead 5-4. On to third moves Alfonso Soriano. The second sack fly of the game for Jason Giambi. And the Red Sox lead is gone.
Well, productive out by Giambi. He gets that sinker down and in, still lifts it deep enough to advance 2 runners. The man from third to score, and also Soriano to third base now with less than 2 outs. By getting that ball back in the second, though, they do keep the double play in order because the runner at first, Derek Jeter, could not go anywhere.
So 1 away, and here's Bernie Williams 0 for 2 tonight. Strikeout victim in the first, grounded out to second base in the third inning. And the breaking ball in there for strike 1. So a 2-run inning so far for the Yankees here in the top of the 5th. Wild swing from Williams.
Not a fastball yet to Williams, a curveball, and then that changeup.
Looking back grounder, and diving is Walker. The throw to first in time. Nice play, but in the back door from third comes Soriano with the 6th New York run. And the Yankees lead it 6-4. That nearly got through into right.
Nice play by Todd Walker to dive, make the play, back up on his
Number 55.
feet to make the throw to first base to get the out. But with that, another run home, so the Yankees don't stay behind in this game very long.
So 2 down here is Matsui. Tied with Rocco Baldelli and RBIs with 29. Matsui with a single his last time up. 1 for 2 tonight. He was 2 for 5 here last night. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Veritek able to take that out of the dirt. 2-0 now to Matsui. And the home opener for New York at Yankee Stadium, and his first game there, he had a grand slam against the Minnesota Twins. Became the first Yankee in franchise history to hit a grand slam in his first game at Yankee Stadium. Started off his Yankee career in fine fashion. Strike over the outside corner. 3-1 now to Matsui.
Well, these are the kind of games when you have to go to the bullpen for a start. You're going to use probably 2 or 3, 4 different guys in the game, and that certainly sets you back for a few days after that.
And the strike, full count. Japan Central League MVP a year ago. Hitting at .334. He had 50 home runs. Chopped right side. Todd Walker there again, underhanded and in time. Yankees scored 3 of them and now lead 6-4. A tough inning of relief for Ramiro Mendoza, who surrenders 3 runs to the Yankees. They retake the lead 6-4, and again the lead for Jeff Weaver, who's back on the mound for the bottom of the 5th inning. Nomar 1 for 1 tonight with a sac fly. And a double driven in 2 in the ball game tonight. Chopped to third. Zeal plays the tough hop and throws out Nomar for out number 1. Time now for the Heineken What's on Tap. Tomorrow night, the final game of the series. Our coverage begins at 6:30 here on NESN. Then the Cleveland Indians are in for the first time. The first game on UPN 38 in Boston. NESN outside of Boston. Fox National here on Saturday for the middle game. And then Sunday, the final game of the series, right back here on NESN. Our coverage beginning at 1:30. And Roger will be going after win 299 here tomorrow night in the final game of the 3-game series. Quite a picture today in the Boston Globe of you and Roger.
Yeah, future Hall of Famer and me.
And you.
Nice.
A little bit nicer if they had set it up where you could see your faces, kind of, you know. The 0-1 in the air to right field. Incoming is Mondesi, and there's 2 down.
Well, get the Globe's award-winning sports coverage every day. Call 1-800-9845-335 for 50% off home delivery. The Boston Globe, your world unfolding daily.
Two down, and David Ortiz steps up. Ortiz walked in the first, lined out to second base in the 3rd inning. And we'd like to thank Dunkin' Donuts for providing our crew with refreshments, as always. In the air to center field, Bernie Williams jogging back. He's there to make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 fifth for Jeff Weaver. 6-4 New York at the end of 5.